Welcome to Olympian Cares, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we are looking at Brooklyn paper. Heavy metal. City is cleared to dump millions of gallons of partially treated contaminated water into Coney Island Creek. So what is going on here? As we can see, this might be an issue. Call it troubled water. The state has approved a permit for the city to pour up to 7.2 million gallons of filtered contaminated groundwater into Coney Island Creek every day for up to 2 years while the city upgrades sewer and water mains in Coney's West End. But this is actually quite concerning because what's in that contaminated groundwater should be the question, even though it's filtered. The permit allows the city to overlook nearly a dozen heavy metals found in the water because only small amounts were discovered in the creek. But even if it's small amounts, keep in mind mercury, lead, arsenic, even in small amounts, can hurt you. And state officials say locals have nothing to fear because Coney Creek flows into Gravesend Bay, which will dilute the pollutants. But with millions of gallons of gushing into the inlet each day for years, experts and locals fear that contaminants could amass to dangerous levels and aren't buying the state's argument that being connected to a large body of water will mitigate the risks. Dilution is not the solution to the pollution. That has been proven time and time again, said Sean Dickinson, an attorney with a background in marine science who works with Riverkeeper, an environmental organization dedicated to cleaning up New York waterways. They should not be relying on the dilution to flush out the pollution. The only solution to the pollution is no pollution. And I have to wholeheartedly agree there. It's not a good idea to put a bunch of pollutants in water, or it's not a good idea to put water with a bunch of pollutants into water and say, hey, I hope this will dilute out. Because what if it doesn't and heavy metals leach and cause problems? The $180 million project is being run by Economic Development Corporation, will upgrade aging water mains and storm and sanitary sewers in the area bounded by W17th and W22nd Streets from Neptune Avenue to Boardwalk. Shovels are expected to hit the ground this summer, and the project will last for roughly 2 years, with an embargo on Surf Avenue construction from May 15th to September 15th, so as not to clash with the 12 beachgoers, according to city records. But to keep construction site dry, the city applied for a state pollutant discharge elimination system to permit de-water contaminated groundwater from several sites by pumping it into Coney Island Creek, where people swim. Students routinely wade for city-run education programs, and some congregations use the waters for religious rites such as baptisms. A contractor, hacks engineers and architects and land surveyors will treat the water with a three-pronged process known as filtration, sediment, and carbon absorption. Will sift grime out of the water and may trap many of the pollutants. This includes cancer-causing benzene, toluene, and xylene, and they have seeped into the soil over years. However, this still sounds very dangerous. But per the state's permit, hacks will not monitor several toxic metals, including arsenic, antimony, vanadium, because testing found the compounds to be within the water quality standards according to state records. However, arsenic can still be extremely harmful, even if it is. The Economic Development Corporation defended the plan, stressing that the water discharge will meet safety standards. Discharging the water is typical for types of construction projects, and our Coney Island efforts will be rigorously filtered, tested, and refiltered if necessary to ensure we are discharging safe amounts of water at levels that strictly adhere to New York State Department of Environmental Conservation regulations, said spokesman Ryan Birchmeier. So with all that being said, and we're taking a look at Brooklyn paper and what's going on, this is a lot of concerning news, and this definitely does not seem safe. That's why it's always a good idea to periodically test your water for any type of heavy